Yo guys, very happy to be actually shooting this video because I have come to some extremely important, so to speak, conclusions from my experience lately, and I want to share them with you because it could be life-saving for someone. First of all, everyone is telling you consistency is one of the most important things. I am also telling you the same thing. Consistency is very important, but then I have been telling you that dynamics are also one of the most important factors, and my dynamics were not second to none, so to speak. I'm a little bit slower sometimes in some of the aspects of making business. For example, some of the projects in my life, I'm not the one to act instantaneously, and sometimes that helps. I can tell you I have made less mistakes than most of my most successful friends. But on the other hand, and entrepreneurs I respect, and there are examples for me. Let's put it that way. From all ages, and yeah, that's one thing. Dynamics. Now I started to understand how to actually accelerate my dynamics naturally, because if you are, I have pushed myself very much back in the days. I have tried that over and over again, just trying to be better, always better than the and doing a little bit more than yesterday, for example, the day before. And yeah, it's working, but if you're pushing yourself too much, you are burning out. And that's inevitable. You can burn out a little bit later or a little bit sooner, but sooner or later you'll burn out. And that's very problematic. On the other hand, if that comes naturally, I have done that with my first business. I have been working for 16 hours a day for like, I don't know, months. And yeah, at the end I burned out, but it was like after a year or something like that. And that's when my first business actually grew to the level that it's feeding me, and it's sometimes feeding the second business even. So it's pretty much successful as a lifestyle business. Of course, it's not a big business project, which is one of the things I am wanting to do now. And I have recently realized that some of my ideas, more than 15 of them already, 16, I counted them to 16 of my business ideas that I shared with friends, close friends. I want to donate some ideas because I have much more ideas than capital to actually execute them. I can't actually change that for now. If all of my good ideas, only the good ideas, only those ideas that could work, if I wanted to make them to fruition, all of them, if I wanted even to make prototypes, MVPs of each and every idea, it would cost me most probably hundreds of millions, at least, maybe billions, I don't know. But yeah, so practically I've got many ideas that could work, and I have seen my 16th idea recently. My friend did it. It's a software innovation. I have absolutely no, it's not absolutely none, but it's like close to zero coding skill. I've been doing that as a kid. I learned a little bit coding as a kid. I tried to. I was kind of good, but I was very young, at a very young age, like 12, 13, something like that. And I was dedicated. I was like hyped and dedicated at the very same time. But from then, I haven't actually at all. I haven't done that at all. I didn't work on my skills, except for a few tries to work with R, Python, and yeah, those the simplest programs. But I am not languages, but I am not actually. Never dedicated myself to that again. So practically, it was the 16th one was a software innovation. It wasn't a coding innovation. It was like just using software. I will tell you about it more at some point. It's connected to gamification, but now this business actually just became a million business, and its owner, actually a friend of mine, called me and said, I'm very thankful for that idea because it actually worked, and now we got that. This is the first year we got over a million already, like in revenue, and most probably we will have like, of course it's once again like a lifestyle business for now at least, but it could become a bigger project, but anyway, so he's like, okay dude, thank you very much for that because actually it worked, and we managed to execute it the right way, the correct way, so it can become a million dollar business, which in Bulgaria is, by the way, very much like, with that you can live like a king, like they say. Even with a business that's generating a little bit more than a million, or it somewhere around a million, you can actually live perfectly fine, because you know the purchasing power here is like, you need less money to live better than, for example, in the US and most of the Western countries, Western Europe countries still. So yeah, I'm happy about all those facts, and I have concentrated on that part of my experience, making innovations, writing them down, because I have so many ideas. I'm not writing all of them, and some of them just go to waste because it's impossible to write all of them down. But now I'll be trying to do that more and more, and it gives me some kind of motivation, some kind of it's triggering me some kind of impulse to act in a different way, to be more motivated with more self-confidence. But it's not only that. I just realized that you can't wait. For example, now we are moving to a new apartment, and we recently bought like 2 months ago, maybe a couple of months ago, less than 2 maybe still, but anyway, we are moving there, and practically I could stay there because the cable guys with the net that are actually activating the net there just came, but for some reason they couldn't do it today. That they needed the help of even like a bigger team or something like that. I don't know. It's the net of my wife actually, not mine. I have to move mine also, which is a very important thing which I have to do these days. And we got the wedding of Chris and Tani. We got many other appointments, so it will be a busy week. But I could stay there and wait a little bit more, and there are other things like ordering things, placing things in their order in the new home, etc, etc. But my help isn't very much needed, and on the other hand, I have several things to do now. I want to use that time, and now I'm not losing any time, zero time waste. That's my new strategy. Like, I'm feeling it now. If you wanted that from me like a year ago, I would say nah, I wouldn't go there. I want to have bigger breaks. I want to be with my wife when she is, for example, putting some things in order. I want to be like I didn't prioritize to that certain point in my consciousness. It's like a subconscious thing. It's not, we can't regulate it on 100%. We can't say no, I won't waste time or I'm losing time. You have to realize it by like practice, by some life mechanics. I don't know how to put it, but it's part of the like dynamics of the daily experience. And now last few days were the most prosperous days of my it's not prosperous like money, but I have done so much job. I practically yesterday I did a job for 1 month. I can easily, if I wanted to, because I have several projects, many of them. But if I wanted to, I could, for example, take a break for a whole month. Because yesterday I did my job for a month, practically, absolutely, with much motivation, because I've got that skill. I can actually work extremely fast if I want to, if I put my mind to it. But on the other hand, I need a certain I need environment. I need a certain state of mind. So I need time to put my mind in that state so I can work fast. And for example, yesterday, wife wanted to. She loves and prefers to sleep in the room I'm in, which is perfectly understandable. Like I think many people are like that. But I just wanted her. It was like I requested if she feels like it, and actually it was her decision. She was like, I can sleep in the other room, no problem, so you can work. And yeah, that happened late. I didn't think so much about it. I made an instant decision, and that's one of the things. It's not so easy to for me, because I'm a little bit of an overthinker. I mean, I'm making the decision, but it takes me more time, like in several minutes, for example. It takes me more time and more thinking, more like deciding, and more like putting it on the putting the pluses and minuses, and evaluating which is better to do or not to do, for example. And I knew the answer of that question, so I was like, yeah, please, I apologize, but please thank you very much. I want you actually to move to the other room so I can work better. And I did so much job, because I was like super focused, because if there's another person in your room, the room you're actually working in, it's a distraction. Now if she is sleeping, I have to be quiet, and even if I am quiet, it doesn't matter. I have to be with headphones, of course, etc., etc. It's not the same. So yeah, I'm making that decisions faster now. If I want to break it to something extremely simple, how the change happened, I started realizing that things won't like it's another level of understanding that if you are not moving, the things that they don't move. And even if you order them to move, even if you put some mind in that, even if you for example make a plan for them to move, they still won't move without your help. It's very strange. You can't delegate. That's why managers are that well paid. Their income, their salaries, wages, they have so much better salaries, so much better wages than everyone else in the companies, mostly, of course, except several unique specialists eventually in the IT, for example, IT developers, etc., etc. It happens, but like managers are very much more well paid than the others usually. So that's why that's the reason why that's happening actually, because you can delegate those important roles to those people, so they can decide, they can make fast decisions, and they are taking responsibility that if they fail, they're taking the full responsibility for their fails, and they're doing that fast. And that word fast here is very important. So once again, to break it into even more resumed version of it, I think I have just realized how to um, put my mind, like I have done that constantly. I think it's working now. I hope it remains like that. And I think it's a result of years me wanting that and trying by different other ways and seeing that they're not working. That's not because this would be like I don't love that kind of I didn't love that kind of mechanics like life mechanics, you know. I didn't want it to be that. I wanted to be for it to be a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more like to be working and chilling at the very same time, and even by doing that to be hustling, always thinking about it. When you wake up you're thinking about it, you're putting things together, you're giving some orders, literally, not in the bad way, but you're giving some instructions how to proceed, giving some tasks, you know, with details, etc., etc. So I thought that should be enough, and I was like a little bit. I'm realizing now, psychologically, I was a little bit like that should be enough. It's a little bit like not taking the full responsibility. It should be, maybe it should be. Life is unfair. Like I didn't realize that. I was against that. Life has to be a little bit more fair. That should be enough. I'm doing so much. That should be enough. I'm burning out, and still some of the things are not happening without even more of my help. But if they're not happening, they're not happening. Someone has to do it. So if they're not happening, you have to change something. If that costs you to move the thing, like to do the best thing, it doesn't matter if you're hiring someone new, you're just doing more by yourself or whatever. You just have to do it. So I have realized that on a certain like it's subconsciously I have it finally went to my subconsciousness that I have been taking the whole responsibility over so many processes, but now I'm taking responsibility even for even more processes. Everything that's not happening, and I am managing it by somehow. I am. It's it's helping me at the end of the day. I mean, not only me, of course, but it's like it's working for me, so I have to work for it to happen. And I have realized that on a certain, even higher level. And I think if I manage to maintain that and to eventually even scale that a little bit more, because I am sure I can find even happier levels of that, because I'm feeling extremely happy now. I know that the things can actually happen. I have done so much more work yesterday than, like, I don't know, maybe several weeks before, like, because, and for example, now it's very strange. I'm putting it that way. I decided to take a vacation of 4 additional days this year. Practically 3 weddings. One of them was ours. Are happening. You know, the bachelor parties, all that stuff. It's a very busy year, but I still decided to take 4 additional days. It's nothing especially like it's like nothing strange, nothing weird in it. On the seaside, only with my wife, and I was like, yeah, we are doing that. And we had a plan to go to a mountainside and then to the seashore. It went a little bit south, so we made another plan. But actually, I prefer that one, which we executed. So I've done that, and I decided not to work from there. Zero work from there. I was, of course, in my mind. I was thinking about it, meditating, but I decided not to work for those 4 days. And if I have to be honest, absolutely honest, and put some precision in it, I would say I have by somehow reached the state when I'm realizing that I can do so much better. It's like it's again that excuse that I had, but I didn't realize I have it. I was having it. It was I have broken by somehow in a good way. I have broken that excuse. I have reached actually to that inception of that idea. Literally that kind of the genesis, you know, on a core level, that idea on the core level that practically it's not inception, it's actually genesis of the idea, like the very core level, like the I am the one that's actually reaching by going deeper and deeper in my subconsciousness, like realizing practically that I have had that excuse. I'm working so much and I think I'm doing the things the best way possible. I am asking other people, I'm asking consultants, and they're saying things shall work like that. And if I put even more effort in it, it would be by somehow unfair. But that doesn't matter at the end of the day. That doesn't matter. Everyone has told me you're doing just enough, maybe more than enough. Don't push yourself too much more than this, cause things can go south. You can burn out and you can lose months from that, cause you're on the edge already. But it's not that simple. Like, yeah, okay, it could have been like that. But on the other hand, I have to by somehow transcend my consciousness to even one level above that, so I can feel, I can do more, and it will be me, and it's me. Like right now, I don't even know the whole process, but I was working years in my life. In the last decade, I was working like half of it. 5 years I've been working for that mindset, constantly grinding over that mindset. I wanted to put my mind in that kind of position. Let's put it that way. In that position that it can actually work that way. I can do even more and be even more happier by doing more. Cause it's very strange. Even without that giving much better results at the beginning, because the results are coming with the process, like with the smart work, and I'm pretty sure I haven't had a financial result because it was my main job, so I'll have to, like, just I made practically I made like 10k yesterday, but it's not exactly like that, because I can't do 10 more k today, but I can shoot that video and I can do much more work, and I can practically take an order for the new order for 3 more projects, and after a few days I can make 10 more k. And if my team can actually handle that, we can be I don't know, with that kind of tempo, if that mindset stays, and if I don't feel it like it's a burden, because I was feeling at some point, I started feeling it like a burden, like a work I have to do. But now I have to do it, but it also makes me happier, because if I am doing it, I'm keeping that high dynamics, and it's extremely powerful feeling. It's like you're moving things, and you're realizing that, and you're full of energy, full of life. I don't know how to, and I'm working out much more these days, guys. That also helps. I think that helps the mind. I have known that, and I have been doing that from time to time, but it doesn't work on 100%. For example, hitting the gym like twice a day, for example, sometimes makes me feel like terribly, extremely tired for several days, so I'm not working so well in those other days. The first day, I'm like, the adrenaline rush is making me work even more with my brain, with my mind. So I'm doing more job, of course. writing more scripts and more adequate scripts maybe for several hours, then I'm falling asleep, and then the next few days I'm a little bit more lazy, a little bit more tired. I'm not because it was just a little bit too much, but now I'm feeling that I can do more. So my suggestion is try reaching that mindset. I have to work now to find the exact formula, so many people can reach it. More than like I can't explain it the best way possible. That's my simplest explanation, but I was seeking to find that for years, so I'm sharing that in that exact thing, that exact happening, how I am feeling it in that moment. And I'll start now making a deeper analysis how it actually happened. I think I have stopped the excuses because I have grown better self perception, self confidence, because I have been grinding on that, and I have been doing the best I can. And so many people are telling me, dude, I don't know where you are. I understand you're above the average, but of course your life is not perfect. It's not the one you wished for, you imagined, because you have so much more talent than that what's happening. You have to be at least a millionaire. Like I practically have maybe network of a little bit more than a million in assets, but in assets like I could easily have that in liquid money, and like I don't know, at least 10 million in assets. If I always thought I got this. I could have been there. It's true, I could have been there easily, but most probably I lacked something, and maybe I lacked a few things, and now I'm realizing that I lacked that self confidence, self perception that was needed, that kind of mind state that is needed for that process to happen. And I even was realizing that, but I didn't know how to change it, and I still don't know how to change it fast. It costed me like literally half a decade, 5 years, maybe something like that. It's like I'm constantly grinding on that. So I'm pretty sure you can do that in several months if you got the right mentor, coach. I don't know. I did it by myself, and I am super happy about it because I prefer that way. Because if it comes from outside, even if it's like a very good mentor, you're paying, for example, so it's premium. I mean, it's you're paying so you can receive it. It's not a bad deal, but I prefer that to I prefer to understand the whole way and my way, because it differs. I'm pretty sure it differs from person to person, and sometimes if you are putting a target, I want to do that, but if you are doing that by the help of others, but too much help of others, of course the most adequate mentors can handle that, can fix that, can actually do it the best way possible, so you can do it by yourself with just some help of them, so that they're showing you the door, but you're going through it. Of course it's like that, but like, you know, I wanted to, that was, I was thinking about it. I was focusing on actually reaching my deepest core level, and fixing what was wrong there, of subconsciousness, literally the deepest level of it, and trying to finish cleaning it, because I've done that for 2 years, and then I got the most prosperous period in my life. But then it's like connected to somehow PTSD, some tragic happenings from time to time. Something tragic happened, and it's just breaking you. It just you can't resist that. You can't just move over it. Sometimes you can't. Don't even try to. My suggestion is, my advice here is, don't even try to. If something like that happens, just put yourself in your maybe most vulnerable state. Just take a break and meditate over it. Just try to by somehow realize what's happened, and do that as fast as possible, but don't push yourself. You gotta have some very fine balance to see the best option here. But anyway, what's the main idea on shooting that video and explaining that thing is that I think everyone can do that. Everyone can grind for that, and we have to actually be wanting to win, be wanting for ourselves the best. That's the core concept of it. If we think bad things about ourselves, we have to love ourselves. Literally, we have to like think that we deserve it. It's not so easy on subconscious level. It's easy on conscious level. Everyone is like, I deserve it. I have. As a human being, almost everyone is doing so many things in their lives that practically they deserve a good life. I understand that. And that's why life is unfair, because some are getting the best from it, some can't even feed their children. I don't know. There are some awful situations and people in those situations. There are environments that are unfriendly. It's like absolutely outrageous. I can't even explain it. That the differentiation. It's like there are some territories, some locations where if you're born there, you're like, at the very worst, you're kinda rich. Like you're living a rich, wealthy, abundant life. If only if you're born there. Perfect medicine, perfect everything is like the environment, like infrastructure, people are friendly, people are rich, so they don't lack basic needs, like no one is lacking that. So practically they are giving chances. Some of them are giving chances. It's easy to find a job for 100k and more per year. It's like it's fixed, you know. Life, whatever we do, we will succeed eventually. It doesn't matter what we do. We have to just not fail terribly. It's like we have to just focus on not failing terribly. Like, for example, becoming a drug addict and having to move on or going to jail unreasonably, like for some stupid teenage mistake or something like that. I don't know, but like you have to focus on being yourself and just not failing terribly. So yeah, but then again, there are those occasions that if you're born there, even your best chances of success are like to move in a different location from which to like to grind all your way to a different location, and then again do that whole process once again and once more. So practically you got the chance to move, for example, to a developed country. It's, for example, or just some location in your country that's not so terrible. Sometimes it costs so much effort and energy to just do the basics, like to be in a normal society. But anyway, I guess most of the people watching this won't be in such situation. It doesn't that doesn't tell us we have to still be thinking about those things. I mean, we have to help as much as we can, especially when we have helped ourselves before that. And giving the good example is sometimes much more valuable than just giving some money, for example, for some cause. Being there even physically, sometimes it's much better than just donating some cash for some cause once again. But anyway, reaching that mind state, I think it's a sophisticated process, but you can work on that constantly, and eventually it will happen. By one, work on yourself, meditate more, try to find your deepest problems. Like, for example, this was the one for me. I was burning out. It was harder for me to work more from some point on, because I wasn't feeling that I'm getting enough from my work. I thought that it's also an ego problem, and the ego problems are actually connected to confidence, self-confidence, and sometimes, most probably, it's connected by somehow to a little bit lower self-esteem, self-confidence, even if you don't feel so, even if you are working for even a good, healthy self-confidence. For the other way around, it's not working so easily, especially nowadays in nowadays society, because you're having so many like super successful people, and if you are actually trying to in your mind, you're putting yourself against them, so you can't even compete with some of those people. So it's not only that, but you know, I think it's a sophisticated thing. There are so many factors, but my personal mistake was that I was thinking that I am doing just enough. I can't do much more than that, no matter what I do. Sorry about that. That's the dog. She's sleeping now, and she's running in her sleep sometimes, and that's happening. So that's where that sound's coming from. So practically, I think everyone can do that. Everyone can be a better version of him or herself. Just have to concentrate on what's most important, and to find the problems and fix them. So that was one excuse, one level of excuse. I'm taking the full responsibility, but sometimes I'm not putting myself under that stress that if something fails, most probably it's my fault, because I have done the best I can. If I have done the best I can, that's the problem. That was the problem. If I have done the best I can, but the things still doesn't work, it means it's again my fault. It doesn't matter if it's my fault. I haven't succeeded, so it's on me. Because if I want to succeed, I have to give more. I have to change something. I have to think smarter. It doesn't matter. I just have to fix it by somehow. So that's deep, guys. I didn't realize that for like, even if I have scratched realizing and understanding it, I couldn't help it by anyhow, because it's a subconscious process, and you have to by somehow literally reach that level of subconsciousness by somehow to fix it. And it was super easy. That 4 days helped a lot, and I by somehow reached that state, reached that kind of territory in my mind, literally that kind of location in my mind, and by somehow I figured how to move out of that wrong. Like, first of all, I realized what's the problem, and it's very, if you realize it, it's very easy to practically work against it, to just start reducing it. And most probably in several years from now, for example, I'll be leveling in that. I will scale once again in that kind of. I will understand that there's even more that I could have done. And yeah, taking the full responsibility over your life in a very few words is maybe the most important thing you can help yourself with. But once again, don't worry, and don't push yourself too hard. Don't put too much stress on yourself. for not achieving that state if it's hard for you, because it's a sophisticated process and you have to work for it constantly, and sometimes it takes a lot of time and effort. If you haven't done that as a kid, for example, I'm pretty sure that there are some champions that have done that on a very early age. Maybe parenting is very important here. If your parents taught you the way how to reach that state by somehow, even if it's not by words, even if it's by actions, by example, by experience, I don't know. But your parents, maybe you have been in the best schools possible, maybe there they have put you in that shoes, in that situation where you have to do that no matter what. And yeah, but if that's not the situation and you haven't reached that state yet, and you are still putting some of your responsibilities and the results of them on some institution, it doesn't matter. Maybe it's the country, maybe it's the state, maybe it's the government, maybe it's your parents or whoever has some control over, has some influence on your life. You have to, I think you have to reduce doing that and take more responsibility for your life and your actions the most you can, because there are many things that we can't control, but also the other way around is also absolutely true, and there are so many things that we can control for ourselves in our lives, and that's the beginning of becoming the king of your kingdom, becoming the one in control in your life. And I think that's the very first thing that will start literally skyrocketing your progress in life. So basically that's it, guys. Thank you very much. I hope that's helpful, and I will try to give even more information how that is possible. I can even you the best authors, the best literature, the best information how to go to that state the fastest way possible. Some specialists in that kind of field, niche, etc., etc. I'll be making some researches now. I don't know when exactly I'll come with some analytical research results, but I think it won't take so much time. It's like now there are busy days now, but after I think in a month or two you'll have even more info on that. But knowing that that's a problem, you can do your own research. So let's just ascend together. Thank you very much, guys. You know what to do if you like that video and if it was helpful. And we'll be seeing you very soon in another vid. Maybe the next one will be a gaming vid or a music video. We'll see. And soon I'll be making something similar to that.